In the world of finance, there exists a fundamental divide between those who struggle with money and those who master it. This divide is not determined by intelligence, background, or luck. It is a matter of mindset, education, and habits. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a story of two contrasting financial philosophies embodied by two father figures in his life: his biological father, whom he calls Poor Dad, and the father of his best friend, whom he refers to as Rich Dad. Poor Dad was highly educated, held a stable government job, and believed in traditional financial wisdom: work hard, get a good education, find a secure job, and save diligently. He viewed financial security as the result of a strong academic background and stable employment. Despite his intelligence and dedication, he struggled financially, living paycheck to paycheck, burdened by taxes and financial obligations. Rich Dad, on the other hand, had little formal education but possessed a deep understanding of money. He built his wealth through entrepreneurship, investments, and a keen understanding of how financial systems worked. He believed in financial education beyond the conventional school system and emphasized that wealth is not merely about earning money but about making money work for you. He saw assets as the key to financial independence and warned against liabilities disguised as assets. As Kiyosaki grew up, he found himself torn between these two perspectives. He observed how his poor dad followed societal norms, believing in job security and frugality, while his rich dad focused on financial independence through investments and strategic decision-making. This contrast became the foundation of Kiyosaki's lifelong lessons in wealth building. The essence of Rich Dad, Poor Dad lies in challenging the conventional wisdom that dominates financial education. Schools teach students how to become employees but rarely equip them with the knowledge to achieve financial freedom. Most people spend their lives trapped in a cycle of earning, spending, and debt, believing that a higher salary will solve their financial problems. However, without financial literacy, even the highest incomes can be squandered. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the key to breaking free from financial struggle is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets generate income, while liabilities drain it. Many people mistakenly believe their home is an asset when, in reality, it is often a liability due to maintenance costs, mortgage payments, and property taxes. In contrast, true assets, such as rental properties, stocks, businesses, and intellectual property, put money in one's pocket without constant active work. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that financial freedom begins with changing how one thinks about money. Instead of working for money, the goal should be to make money work for you. This requires financial education, risk-taking, and breaking away from the comfort of a fixed paycheck. The wealthy do not avoid risks, rather, they learn how to manage them. Most people remain financially trapped because they fear taking financial risks. They prioritize job security over financial growth and avoid investments due to the fear of loss. However, Kiyosaki argues that financial intelligence allows one to navigate risks effectively. By learning about markets, taxation, and business strategies, individuals can build wealth methodically. Another key lesson from Rich Dad was the importance of developing multiple income streams. Relying solely on a salary leaves one vulnerable to economic shifts, layoffs, and inflation. Instead, investing in cash-flowing assets ensures financial stability even in uncertain times. The rich do not work harder, they work smarter by leveraging knowledge and opportunities. Kiyosaki also challenges the notion that debt is always bad. While consumer debt, such as credit cards and car loans, can be financially destructive, strategic debt can be a powerful tool for wealth creation. The wealthy use debt to acquire income-generating assets, such as rental properties or business expansions, allowing them to grow wealth exponentially. Another crucial aspect of financial success is taxation. The rich understand tax laws and use legal strategies to minimize their tax burdens. They structure their income through corporations, investments, and deductions, ensuring they retain more of their earnings while contributing to economic growth. The poor and middle class, lacking financial education, often pay the highest tax rates due to their reliance on wages rather than investments. Beyond financial knowledge, mindset plays a pivotal role in achieving wealth. Many people believe money is scarce and difficult to attain, leading them to adopt limiting beliefs about success. Rich Dad instilled in Kiyosaki the belief that money is abundant for those who seek opportunities. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," he encouraged asking, "How can I afford this?" This shift in thinking fosters creativity and problem solving, leading to financial breakthroughs. Financial success is not about luck or inheritance, it is a skill that can be learned. The journey to wealth begins with financial education, discipline, and the willingness to break free from societal norms. Kiyosaki's own experiences, from starting businesses to investing in real estate, illustrate the power of applying these principles in real life. The contrast between Poor Dad and Rich Dad serves as a powerful reminder that financial success is a choice. One can follow the conventional path of job security, savings, and cautious spending, or embrace financial intelligence, investment, and entrepreneurship to achieve true financial freedom. Understanding the differences between how the rich and the poor think about money is crucial. Most people are trapped in what Kiyosaki calls the rat race, a cycle of earning, spending, and debt that keeps them financially dependent on their jobs. Poor Dad, despite his academic intelligence and hard work, was caught in this cycle. He earned a stable salary, yet his expenses always seemed to rise to match his income. He believed in working harder for promotions, saving diligently, and avoiding risks. However, these traditional beliefs did not protect him from financial struggles. Rich Dad, in contrast, viewed money differently. He did not work for money, he made money work for him. He taught Kiyosaki that true financial independence comes from owning assets that generate income without requiring constant labor. Instead of relying on a paycheck, he invested in businesses, real estate, and other income-producing ventures that provided him with financial security. He understood that wealth is not measured by how much one earns but by how long one can sustain their lifestyle without actively working. One of the key lessons Kiyosaki learned from Rich Dad was the importance of financial literacy. Most people spend years in school learning academic subjects but receive little to no education on managing money. As a result, they make poor financial decisions, often accumulating liabilities that they mistake for assets. For example, many people see their house as an asset because it increases in value over time. However, unless it generates rental income, it is actually a liability due to mortgage payments, taxes, and maintenance costs. In contrast, a true asset is something that puts money in your pocket, such as a rental property, dividend-paying stocks, or a profitable business. Kiyosaki stresses that financial freedom begins with understanding the flow of money. The rich allocate their income differently from the poor and middle class. Poor Dad, like most people, worked for money and paid expenses first, often leaving little to invest. Rich Dad, however, ensured that a portion of his income was always directed toward acquiring assets. He understood the power of cash flow, money that comes in passively and covers expenses without relying on a salary. The concept of cash flow is essential to escaping the rat race. Many people believe that earning a higher salary will solve their financial problems. However, without financial education, increased income often leads to increased spending. This phenomenon, known as lifestyle inflation, traps people in a cycle of working harder just to maintain their standard of living. The key to financial independence is not simply earning more but learning how to manage and invest money effectively. Rich Dad also emphasized the importance of taking calculated risks. Many people fear investing because they worry about losing money. However, avoiding risks entirely can be just as dangerous as reckless spending. The wealthy understand that all investments come with some level of risk, but through financial education, they learn how to assess and manage those risks effectively. They conduct research, diversify their investments, and make informed decisions rather than letting fear dictate their financial choices. One of the most powerful lessons from Rich Dad was the difference between how the poor and the rich view opportunities. Poor Dad believed in security, he valued a stable job and discouraged taking financial risks. He saw investments as dangerous and believed that only experts could navigate them successfully. Rich Dad, however, encouraged Kiyosaki to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," he advised asking, "How can I afford this?" This shift in thinking opens doors to creative problem-solving and wealth-building strategies. The importance of mindset cannot be overstated. Many people grow up with limiting beliefs about money, often inherited from their parents or society. They see wealth as something unattainable or believe that only the lucky few can achieve financial success. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that wealth is not about luck, it is about knowledge, discipline, and strategic decision-making. The rich continuously educate themselves, seek opportunities, and take action, while the poor remain stuck in fear and indecision. Taxes play a significant role in wealth accumulation, yet most people do not understand how the tax system works. Poor Dad worked hard, paid high taxes, and had little control over his financial destiny. Rich Dad, on the other hand, understood tax strategies that allowed him to legally minimize his tax burden. The wealthy do not evade taxes, they use corporations, investments, and legal deductions to optimize their tax liabilities. By learning how the system works, they retain more of their earnings and reinvest them into income-generating assets. Another crucial element of financial success is building multiple streams of income. Relying solely on a salary is risky, as job security is never guaranteed. The wealthy create diversified income sources through real estate, business ventures, stocks, and intellectual property. This diversification ensures financial stability even during economic downturns. Kiyosaki also highlights the importance of continuous learning. The financial landscape is constantly changing, and those who stay informed have a significant advantage. The rich invest in their education, not just formal education but financial education. They read books, attend seminars, seek mentors, and surround themselves with people who have financial expertise. One of the biggest obstacles to financial success is fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, and fear of taking risks. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that failure is a valuable teacher. Most successful entrepreneurs and investors have experienced setbacks, but they learn from their mistakes and adapt. The poor and middle class often see failure as a reason to avoid risks altogether, while the rich see it as a stepping stone to success. Kiyosaki's own journey to financial independence was not without challenges. He started businesses, faced setbacks, and made mistakes, but each experience taught him valuable lessons. He realized that financial freedom requires persistence, resilience, and the willingness to take action despite uncertainty. At the heart of Rich Dad Poor Dad is the message that anyone can achieve financial independence with the right knowledge and mindset. Wealth is not reserved for a select few, it is available to those who are willing to learn, take risks, and challenge conventional beliefs about money. By shifting from an employee mindset to an investor and entrepreneur mindset, individuals can break free from financial struggles and create lasting wealth. One of the most critical lessons Kiyosaki learned from Rich Dad was the necessity of taking control over one's financial future. Many people live their lives following a script laid out by society: go to school, get good grades, secure a job, and work until retirement. However, this traditional path often leads to financial dependency rather than financial freedom. Poor Dad followed this path diligently, believing that academic success and job security were the ultimate keys to stability. Yet, despite his efforts, he struggled financially and had little control over his money. Rich Dad, on the other hand, understood that true financial security comes from being proactive rather than reactive. He did not wait for opportunities to come to him, he sought them out. He did not depend on a paycheck, he created sources of income that worked for him. This mindset shift was one of the most profound lessons Kiyosaki learned, shaping his understanding of wealth building and financial independence. The concept of ownership played a significant role in this transformation. Employees work for others, exchanging their time for money, whereas business owners and investors leverage systems and assets to generate income without direct labor. The rich understand that owning income-producing assets, such as businesses, real estate, stocks, or intellectual property, is the key to financial freedom. They focus on accumulating things that appreciate in value and generate cash flow, rather than spending money on liabilities that drain their resources. One of the major differences between the wealthy and the poor is their relationship with debt. Poor Dad viewed debt as something to be avoided, a financial burden that led to hardship. He advised Kiyosaki to stay away from loans, credit, and financial obligations beyond basic necessities. Rich Dad, however, had a different perspective. He believed that not all debt was bad. There is a difference between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is used to purchase liabilities, things that decrease in value or do not generate income, such as expensive cars, luxury items, and consumer goods bought on credit. This type of debt keeps people trapped in financial struggles because they are constantly paying interest on things that do not bring financial returns. Good debt, on the other hand, is used strategically to acquire income-generating assets. For example, taking out a loan to buy a rental property that produces consistent income can be a wise financial move. The key is to use borrowed money to create more wealth, not just to finance a lifestyle. The rich understand how to use leverage effectively, borrowing money to invest in opportunities that will yield greater returns. Another critical distinction between the rich and the poor is how they handle failure. Most people fear failure so much that they never take financial risks. They would rather stay in a secure job, even if it limits their potential, than attempt something that could lead to uncertainty. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that failure is not something to be feared but embraced as a learning experience. Every successful entrepreneur and investor has encountered setbacks. What separates them from those who struggle financially is their ability to learn from mistakes, adapt, and keep moving forward. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to financial success. Many people never invest because they are afraid of losing money. They avoid learning about new opportunities because they fear they will not understand them. This fear keeps them in a state of financial stagnation, preventing them from ever achieving independence. The rich, however, do not allow fear to control their decisions. They educate themselves, take calculated risks, and understand that mistakes are part of the learning process. Education, in this context, does not mean traditional schooling. Rich Dad believed that financial education, the ability to understand money, investments, and economic principles, is far more valuable than academic achievements. Many people graduate with degrees but lack even basic financial knowledge. They do not know how to manage debt, invest wisely, or create multiple income streams. The rich continuously seek financial education, whether through books, seminars, mentors, or hands-on experience. One of the most eye-opening lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the understanding of how taxes impact financial success. Poor Dad, like most people, earned money as an employee and paid taxes before he could spend his earnings. He had no control over how much he was taxed, and as his salary increased, so did his tax burden. This is a reality for many people. Those who work for a paycheck often pay the highest percentage in taxes because their income is taxed before they even receive it. Rich Dad, however, understood the advantages of structuring income through investments and businesses. The wealthy use corporations, real estate, and other investment strategies to legally minimize their tax burdens. They reinvest earnings into business growth, take advantage of tax deductions, and leverage legal frameworks to protect their wealth. This knowledge allows them to retain more of their money, reinvest it wisely, and continue growing their financial resources. Another important lesson Kiyosaki learned from Rich Dad was the necessity of developing multiple streams of income. Relying on a single paycheck is risky. If that source of income disappears, financial stability is immediately threatened. The rich diversify their income sources, ensuring they are not dependent on one employer or one investment. They create businesses, invest in stocks, acquire rental properties, and explore various ways to generate cash flow. This diversification provides security, allowing them to weather financial downturns without significant hardship. Understanding market trends and economic cycles is another crucial aspect of financial intelligence. The rich pay attention to how economies fluctuate and adjust their strategies accordingly. They do not panic during recessions, instead, they see them as opportunities. When markets decline, assets often become undervalued, presenting prime investment opportunities. Those who understand financial principles take advantage of these moments to acquire assets at a discount, positioning themselves for significant returns when the market recovers. Most people remain trapped in financial struggles because they do not take control of their financial education. They rely on employers, financial advisors, or government programs to dictate their financial future. The wealthy, however, take personal responsibility for their financial well-being. They do not wait for someone else to secure their future, they actively learn, plan, and take strategic action. Perhaps one of the most powerful takeaways from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the realization that anyone can achieve financial independence, regardless of their background. Wealth is not about having a high salary or being born into privilege, it is about mindset, education, and action. Those who commit to learning about money, taking calculated risks, and building assets can break free from financial struggles and create lasting prosperity. Kiyosaki's journey illustrates these principles in real life. He did not come from wealth, nor did he follow a traditional career path. Instead, he applied the lessons he learned from Rich Dad, experimenting with business ventures, investing in real estate, and continuously expanding his financial knowledge. His success was not the result of luck, it was the direct outcome of financial intelligence, persistence, and a willingness to challenge conventional wisdom. At its heart, Rich Dad Poor Dad is not just a book about money, it is a guide to shifting one's mindset from financial dependency to financial empowerment. It teaches that wealth is not about working harder but about working smarter. It challenges the reader to question societal norms, take control of their financial future, and build a life of financial freedom through education, investment, and strategic decision-making. The contrast between the lessons of Rich Dad and Poor Dad extends beyond financial principles. It encompasses a fundamental difference in how one views life, success, and personal responsibility. Poor Dad operated from a mindset of security and scarcity, always seeking stability and avoiding risk. He believed that working hard and earning a steady paycheck were the keys to a comfortable life. However, despite his disciplined approach to finances, he remained stuck in a cycle of dependency, never truly achieving financial independence. Rich Dad, on the other hand, saw money as a tool, a means to create opportunities, acquire assets, and generate wealth. He believed in the power of financial education and the necessity of making money work for oneself rather than being trapped in a never-ending cycle of earning and spending. The core difference between these two perspectives is what ultimately separates the wealthy from those who struggle financially. One of the most significant lessons Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki was the concept of delayed gratification. Many people live paycheck to paycheck because they prioritize immediate comfort over long-term financial security. They spend money on liabilities, such as expensive cars, designer clothing, or unnecessary luxuries, rather than investing in assets that generate income. This short-term thinking prevents them from building wealth, as their income is constantly consumed by expenses rather than directed toward growth. The rich, however, understand the power of patience and strategic decision-making. They reinvest their earnings, allowing their money to compound and grow over time. They recognize that small sacrifices today can lead to substantial financial rewards in the future. This is why wealthy individuals focus on acquiring appreciating assets rather than indulging in fleeting pleasures. Financial discipline is another critical factor that sets the wealthy apart. Many people believe that earning a higher salary will solve their financial problems. However, without proper financial habits, even those who earn substantial incomes can find themselves in financial distress. This is why professional athletes, celebrities, and lottery winners often lose their fortunes. Despite having millions of dollars, they lack the financial education necessary to manage their wealth effectively. Rich Dad emphasized that financial freedom is not about how much one earns but how one manages money. A person making a modest income but consistently investing and living below their means can become wealthier over time than someone earning a high salary but spending recklessly. This principle underscores the importance of financial literacy, budgeting, and intelligent money management. Point 1 of the most powerful tools for achieving financial success is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Most people mistakenly believe that their home is an asset when, in reality, it is often a liability. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, such as rental properties, businesses, or dividend-paying stocks, while a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Home ownership, while often seen as a symbol of financial stability, can actually be a financial burden due to mortgage payments, maintenance costs, and property taxes. The wealthy focus on accumulating true assets, investments that generate passive income. They understand that financial freedom is achieved when passive income exceeds expenses, allowing them to live comfortably without relying on a traditional job. This shift in thinking is what enables the rich to escape the rat race, the endless cycle of working for money, paying bills, and repeating the process indefinitely. Another key distinction between the rich and the poor is how they approach problem solving. Poor Dad often saw financial challenges as insurmountable obstacles. He would say, "I can't afford it," immediately shutting down any possibility of finding a solution. Rich Dad, however, approached problems differently. Instead of accepting financial limitations, he would ask, "How can I afford it?" This shift in mindset encouraged creativity, problem solving, and the pursuit of opportunities. This principle is crucial for financial growth. Many people believe that wealth is beyond their reach because they focus on their current financial limitations rather than exploring ways to increase their income and acquire assets. The rich train their minds to see opportunities where others see obstacles. They develop an entrepreneurial mindset, constantly looking for ways to expand their financial potential. A significant obstacle to financial success is fear of failure, fear of losing money, and fear of taking risks. Poor Dad was driven by fear, believing that financial security came from job stability and avoiding risky investments. He preferred the comfort of a steady paycheck, even if it meant limiting his financial potential. Rich Dad, however, understood that all investments carry some level of risk, but the key is to manage that risk through knowledge and preparation. He did not fear failure, he embraced it as a learning experience. He taught Kiyosaki that the most successful investors and entrepreneurs have all experienced setbacks, but they used those challenges to improve their strategies and grow stronger. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle financially is their ability to learn from mistakes rather than be paralyzed by them. Financial education is not just about numbers, it is about developing a mindset that embraces opportunities, learns from failures, and adapts to changing economic conditions. The rich continuously seek knowledge, whether through books, mentorship, or real-world experience. They do not rely solely on formal education, as traditional schooling often does not teach financial intelligence. Instead, they take personal responsibility for their financial education, ensuring they are always prepared to make informed financial decisions. Another important aspect of wealth building is networking and surrounding oneself with the right people. Poor Dad associated with individuals who shared his beliefs about job security and financial caution. He sought advice from colleagues and friends who had similar financial struggles, reinforcing his mindset of financial limitation. Rich Dad, in contrast, surrounded himself with entrepreneurs, investors, and financially successful individuals. He understood that the people one associates with have a significant impact on financial beliefs and decisions. By engaging with like-minded individuals who shared a growth-oriented mindset, he was constantly exposed to new ideas, strategies, and opportunities. This principle is particularly important for those seeking financial independence. By learning from successful individuals and seeking mentorship from those who have already achieved financial freedom, one can gain valuable insights and avoid common mistakes. The wealthy understand the power of networking and leverage relationships to create new opportunities. Another factor that sets the rich apart is their ability to adapt to economic changes. Many people resist change, clinging to outdated financial habits even as the world evolves. Poor Dad believed in job security, but in today's rapidly changing economy, job stability is no longer guaranteed. Industries shift, technology disrupts traditional business models, and economic downturns create uncertainty. Those who fail to adapt often struggle financially. The wealthy, however, embrace change and seek ways to benefit from it. They stay informed about market trends, technological advancements, and emerging industries. They understand that financial success requires flexibility, the ability to recognize opportunities, and the willingness to pivot when necessary. Ultimately, Rich Dad Poor Dad is about financial empowerment. It teaches that anyone, regardless of their background or current financial situation, can achieve financial independence through education, smart decision-making, and a shift in mindset. Wealth is not about luck or privilege, it is about understanding how money works and taking intentional steps toward financial freedom. Kiyosaki's journey serves as proof that financial success is within reach for those who are willing to learn, take calculated risks, and break free from conventional thinking. By applying the principles he learned from Rich Dad, he was able to achieve financial independence, proving that the path to wealth is not about working harder but about working smarter. Wealth is not merely a result of luck or circumstances, it is a product of financial intelligence, discipline, and the willingness to take control of one's financial future. Rich Dad emphasized that the way people think about money determines their financial success. Those who believe money is scarce and difficult to acquire often remain in financial struggles, while those who see money as a tool to be leveraged find ways to grow their wealth. A critical distinction between the rich and the poor is their understanding of money's purpose. Poor Dad viewed money as something to be earned and spent, a resource that needed to be carefully managed to avoid financial hardship. He believed in budgeting, saving, and living within one's means. While these principles are important, they often lead to a mindset of limitation rather than expansion. Rich Dad, on the other hand, saw money as a tool for creating more wealth. He did not focus solely on saving, he prioritized investing. While saving money is essential, it does not lead to financial freedom if it remains idle. Inflation erodes the value of money over time, meaning that simply storing wealth in a bank account is not an effective strategy for long-term financial security. The rich understand that money must be put to work, whether through investments, businesses, or other income-generating assets. Another key lesson from Rich Dad was the importance of taking calculated risks. Many people avoid financial opportunities because they fear losing money. They prefer security over potential, choosing stability over growth. This fear-based decision-making keeps them stuck in a cycle of financial dependency. The wealthy, however, recognize that all financial ventures involve some degree of risk. They do not recklessly gamble with their money, but they understand that without risk, there is no reward. The key is to manage risk through education, research, and experience. Instead of avoiding investment opportunities out of fear, they learn about them, assess their potential, and make informed decisions. Entrepreneurship is another avenue through which the wealthy create financial freedom. Poor Dad encouraged Kiyosaki to find a secure job with good benefits, believing that employment was the safest path to financial stability. However, he failed to recognize that job security is often an illusion. Companies downsize, industries evolve, and economic downturns can lead to sudden unemployment. Depending solely on a paycheck leaves individuals vulnerable to financial instability. Rich Dad, in contrast, taught that true financial security comes from creating and owning businesses. Entrepreneurship provides greater control over income and financial growth. While starting a business involves challenges, it also offers opportunities that traditional employment cannot provide. Business owners can scale their income, leverage resources, and build systems that generate revenue even when they are not actively working. The concept of passive income is central to wealth building. Most people rely on earned income, money received in exchange for labor. This means that if they stop working, their income stops as well. This dependency keeps them trapped in the rat race, constantly working to cover expenses. The rich focus on creating passive income, money that continues to flow even without direct labor. Investments in real estate, dividend-paying stocks, businesses, and intellectual property are examples of passive income sources. The goal is to build enough passive income to cover living expenses, allowing for financial freedom and flexibility. Another important lesson from Rich Dad was the necessity of learning how to sell and communicate effectively. Many people avoid sales because they associate it with manipulation or discomfort. However, the ability to persuade, negotiate, and present ideas is essential for financial success. Whether in business, investing, or career advancement, strong communication skills provide a competitive advantage. Rich Dad encouraged Kiyosaki to develop his sales skills early in life, teaching him that financial success often depends on one's ability to create and recognize opportunities. Those who understand how to sell ideas, negotiate deals, and communicate value are better positioned to succeed in any financial endeavor. Another key aspect of financial intelligence is understanding tax strategies. Poor Dad saw taxes as a burden that had to be accepted. Like most employees, he earned money, paid taxes, and lived on what remained. This system disproportionately affects those who earn salaries, as they have little control over how they are taxed. Rich Dad, however, understood how to legally minimize tax liabilities. The wealthy use corporations, tax deductions, and strategic investments to reduce their taxable income. For example, business owners can reinvest profits into their companies, take advantage of depreciation, and structure their finances to maximize tax efficiency. Understanding these principles allows the wealthy to keep more of their money and reinvest it into further wealth-building opportunities. Point 1 of the most profound lessons in Rich Dad Poor Dad is the importance of taking personal responsibility for one's financial education. Many people expect schools, employers, or the government to provide financial security. However, financial independence requires self-education and proactive decision-making. Rich Dad stressed that financial knowledge is the most valuable asset a person can acquire. Unlike material wealth, which can be lost, financial intelligence provides the ability to rebuild and grow wealth regardless of circumstances. The rich continuously seek financial education, learning from books, mentors, and real-world experiences. Developing the right mindset is crucial for financial success. Poor Dad operated from a mindset of scarcity, believing that money was difficult to obtain and financial security required constant hard work. This belief system kept him financially constrained. Rich Dad, in contrast, embraced an abundance mindset. He believed that opportunities were everywhere, and financial success was attainable for those willing to learn and take action. This mindset allowed him to see possibilities where others saw limitations, enabling him to build wealth over time. A major reason many people struggle financially is that they allow emotions to dictate their financial decisions. Fear, greed, and impatience often lead to poor choices. Fear of losing money prevents people from investing, while greed leads to impulsive, high-risk ventures. Impatience results in seeking quick profits rather than long-term growth. The wealthy develop emotional intelligence in financial matters. They do not make decisions based on fear or short-term desires. Instead, they analyze opportunities logically, make informed choices, and remain disciplined in their strategies. They understand that wealth building is a long-term process requiring patience, persistence, and strategic planning. Point 1 of the final key lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the importance of taking action. Knowledge alone is not enough. Financial success requires applying what is learned. Many people read books, attend seminars, and gain financial knowledge but never implement it. They remain stuck in analysis paralysis, afraid to take the first step. The rich understand that action is the bridge between knowledge and results. They start small, experiment, learn from mistakes, and continuously improve their financial strategies. They do not wait for the perfect opportunity, they create opportunities through proactive decision-making. Ultimately, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a guide to financial empowerment. It challenges conventional beliefs about money, encourages self-education, and provides a roadmap for achieving financial independence. The principles in the book are not limited to a specific background or income level. Anyone can apply them to improve their financial situation. Kiyosaki's journey illustrates that financial freedom is not reserved for the privileged or highly educated. It is available to anyone willing to change their mindset, acquire financial knowledge, and take action. By understanding how money works, investing in assets, and developing the right financial habits, anyone can break free from financial limitations and build a future of financial security and abundance. Financial success is not determined solely by intelligence or hard work, but by the ability to make informed and strategic decisions about money. One of the most powerful lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad is that financial independence is not about earning more, it is about how money is managed, invested, and grown over time. Many people assume that a higher salary will solve their financial problems, but without the proper financial habits, even those with substantial incomes can find themselves struggling. Poor Dad was an example of this. Despite having a stable, well-paying job, he was always concerned about finances. He believed that promotions, salary increases, and benefits were the key to financial security. However, this belief led him into a cycle where increased earnings resulted in increased spending, preventing him from achieving true financial independence. Rich Dad, in contrast, understood that wealth is built by acquiring and controlling assets that generate passive income. He taught that financial freedom is achieved not by working harder but by making money work for oneself. This fundamental shift in perspective is what separates those who remain financially dependent from those who attain long-term wealth. Another essential principle of wealth building is the ability to differentiate between needs and wants. Poor Dad often justified unnecessary expenses by convincing himself that they were essential. He viewed luxuries as rewards for hard work, believing that financial success meant being able to afford a better lifestyle. However, this mindset led to excessive spending, debt accumulation, and financial insecurity. Rich Dad, however, followed a different philosophy. He believed in delaying gratification and prioritizing investments over unnecessary expenditures. He understood that true wealth is not measured by material possessions but by financial stability and independence. Rather than indulging in immediate pleasures, he focused on building assets that would allow him to enjoy financial freedom in the long run. One of the most common financial traps people fall into is consumer debt. Poor Dad believed that loans and credit were necessary to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. He took on debt for cars, homes, and other expenses, assuming that as long as he could make the monthly payments, he was financially stable. However, this approach kept him trapped in a cycle of debt, limiting his ability to build real wealth. Rich Dad, on the other hand, understood that not all debt is bad. He differentiated between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is used to finance liabilities, such as credit card purchases, car loans, and unnecessary consumer goods that do not generate income. This type of debt drains financial resources and creates long-term financial burdens. Good debt, however, is used to acquire income-producing assets. Rich Dad leveraged borrowed money to invest in real estate, businesses, and other ventures that generated cash flow. By strategically using debt as a tool for wealth building, he was able to expand his financial portfolio while minimizing risk. Another critical lesson in Rich Dad Poor Dad is the importance of financial education. Many people assume that financial literacy is about knowing how to budget or balance a checkbook. However, true financial intelligence goes far beyond basic money management. It involves understanding investments, tax strategies, market trends, and economic principles. Rich Dad encouraged lifelong learning and self-education. He understood that financial knowledge is the foundation of wealth building. Those who fail to educate themselves about money often rely on financial advisors, employers, or government programs to manage their finances. However, without a deep understanding of financial principles, they remain vulnerable to poor advice, economic downturns, and financial instability. Another key distinction between the rich and the poor is how they view failure. Poor Dad feared failure, believing that mistakes and setbacks were signs of incompetence. He avoided risks and preferred the safety of a steady paycheck, even if it meant limiting his financial potential. Rich Dad, however, saw failure as an essential part of the learning process. He understood that every successful entrepreneur and investor experiences setbacks. Instead of fearing mistakes, he embraced them as opportunities for growth. He encouraged Kiyosaki to take risks, learn from failures, and develop resilience. This mindset is critical for financial success. Many people avoid investing or starting businesses because they fear losing money. However, those who achieve wealth understand that calculated risks are necessary for growth. The key is to minimize risks through education, research, and experience while remaining adaptable in the face of challenges. Another fundamental principle of wealth building is leveraging resources. The wealthy understand that success is not achieved in isolation. They use networks, partnerships, and financial tools to expand their opportunities. Rich Dad emphasized the importance of surrounding oneself with successful, knowledgeable individuals who could provide guidance and support. Poor Dad relied solely on his job and personal savings for financial security. He did not seek mentorship or leverage opportunities beyond his salary. This limited his financial potential and kept him dependent on his employer. Rich Dad, however, built relationships with investors, entrepreneurs, and financial experts. He understood that success is often a result of collaboration, shared knowledge, and strategic partnerships. By surrounding himself with like-minded individuals, he gained access to new opportunities and insights that helped him grow his wealth. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial success is mindset. Poor Dad operated from a scarcity mindset, believing that money was limited and financial security required constant effort. This mindset kept him in a state of financial stress, always working to maintain stability rather than building true wealth. Rich Dad, in contrast, embraced an abundance mindset. He believed that opportunities were everywhere and that financial success was attainable for anyone willing to learn and take action. This perspective allowed him to see possibilities where others saw limitations, enabling him to build wealth through strategic investments and business ventures. Ultimately, Rich Dad Poor Dad is not just a book about money, it is a guide to financial empowerment. It teaches that wealth is not reserved for the privileged but is available to those who take control of their financial future. The principles in the book challenge traditional beliefs about money, encouraging individuals to think differently, take risks, and build a path to financial independence. Kiyosaki's journey serves as proof that financial success is within reach for those willing to change their mindset, acquire financial knowledge, and take action. By applying the lessons learned from Rich Dad, anyone can break free from financial limitations and create a future of financial security and abundance. One of the most profound lessons imparted by Rich Dad was the idea that the path to financial success requires breaking free from societal conditioning. Most people are raised with the belief that financial security comes from obtaining a good education, securing a stable job, and working diligently for a paycheck. This traditional approach to financial stability, while well-intentioned, often results in individuals becoming trapped in a cycle of dependency on their employers, limiting their ability to achieve true financial freedom. Poor Dad, like many individuals, subscribed to this mindset. He believed that the best path to success was through academic excellence, leading to a high-paying job with benefits. While education is undeniably valuable, Poor Dad failed to recognize that formal schooling primarily prepares individuals for employment rather than financial independence. He dedicated his life to his career, yet despite earning a respectable salary, he was never truly free from financial concerns. Rich Dad, in contrast, understood that financial education, the ability to understand money, investments, and wealth-building strategies, was far more critical than formal education alone. He recognized that those who rely solely on a paycheck are subject to the limitations of employment, layoffs, economic downturns, and stagnant wages. Instead of encouraging Kiyosaki to seek job security, he urged him to develop skills in entrepreneurship, investing, and financial management. A crucial aspect of financial intelligence is understanding how to identify and seize opportunities. Many people fail to recognize the potential for wealth creation because they are conditioned to see financial success as a matter of luck or privilege. However, the wealthy view opportunities differently. They seek ways to solve problems, provide value, and generate income streams. Rich Dad illustrated this by encouraging Kiyosaki to develop his ability to see possibilities where others saw obstacles. He stressed that financial success is not about waiting for the perfect opportunity but about creating opportunities through knowledge, action, and persistence. Those who cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset can identify underutilized resources, recognize market trends, and make strategic decisions that lead to wealth accumulation. Another critical financial principle is the understanding of leverage. Leverage is the ability to use resources, whether time, money, or expertise, to achieve greater financial outcomes. The wealthy do not rely solely on their own labor to generate income, they leverage investments, businesses, and financial strategies to multiply their wealth. For example, real estate is a powerful tool for leverage. Instead of purchasing properties outright with cash, savvy investors use borrowed capital to acquire assets that generate income. This allows them to control larger assets with less personal investment, maximizing their returns. Similarly, successful entrepreneurs leverage the skills and talents of others by building teams, delegating responsibilities, and scaling their businesses. Poor Dad, however, was hesitant to use leverage. He believed that debt was dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. While it is true that excessive or poorly managed debt can lead to financial ruin, Rich Dad understood that strategic debt, used wisely, could be a powerful tool for wealth creation. The key lies in distinguishing between liabilities that drain resources and assets that generate income. In addition to financial intelligence, Rich Dad emphasized the importance of adaptability. The world of finance and business is constantly evolving, and those who fail to adapt risk falling behind. Many people remain in jobs or industries that are becoming obsolete, failing to recognize the necessity of continuous learning and reinvention. The wealthy, however, embrace change. They stay informed about economic shifts, technological advancements, and emerging market trends. They continuously update their skills, seek new knowledge, and remain open to innovative financial strategies. This adaptability allows them to navigate uncertainties and capitalize on new opportunities. Another essential distinction between the rich and the poor is their approach to time management. Poor Dad, like many individuals, worked long hours to earn a paycheck, believing that hard work alone would lead to financial security. However, he failed to recognize that time is the most valuable resource, and trading time for money is inherently limiting. Rich Dad taught that true financial success comes from optimizing time. Instead of working for money, he focused on building systems that allowed money to work for him. Passive income streams, such as investments, businesses, and intellectual property, enabled him to generate wealth without being bound to a specific job or schedule. This approach provided financial freedom, allowing him to focus on opportunities that aligned with his long-term goals. Developing financial intelligence also requires overcoming emotional barriers. Many people allow fear, doubt, and procrastination to prevent them from taking control of their financial future. Fear of failure, in particular, is one of the most significant obstacles to wealth creation. Poor Dad, for instance, avoided investments and financial risks because he feared losing money. This fear kept him in a conservative financial position, preventing him from exploring opportunities for growth. However, Rich Dad understood that failure is a necessary part of success. Every successful investor and entrepreneur has experienced setbacks, but those who learn from their mistakes and persist despite challenges ultimately achieve financial independence. Greed and impatience are also common financial pitfalls. Many individuals seek quick profits and instant gratification, making impulsive financial decisions that lead to losses. The wealthy, however, practice discipline and long-term thinking. They understand that building wealth requires patience, strategic planning, and consistent effort. They do not chase short-term gains but instead focus on sustainable financial strategies that yield lasting results. One of the most empowering lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the realization that financial independence is a choice. Many people believe that their financial situation is dictated by external factors, economic conditions, job opportunities, or personal circumstances. However, Rich Dad emphasized that financial success is within an individual's control. Those who take responsibility for their financial education, develop strong financial habits, and take decisive action can create wealth regardless of their background. By shifting their mindset, acquiring financial knowledge, and applying wealth-building principles, anyone can break free from financial struggles and achieve financial independence. Ultimately, Rich Dad Poor Dad is not just a book about money, it is a blueprint for financial empowerment. It challenges conventional wisdom, encourages independent thinking, and provides a roadmap for achieving lasting financial security. The principles outlined in the book are timeless and universally applicable, offering guidance for individuals at any stage of their financial journey. Kiyosaki's story serves as an inspiration for those seeking to take control of their financial future. His experiences illustrate that financial success is not reserved for the privileged, it is available to anyone willing to learn, adapt, and take action. By following the lessons imparted by Rich Dad, individuals can transform their financial lives, build lasting wealth, and create a future of abundance and freedom. An essential concept that Rich Dad emphasized throughout the book was the importance of taking ownership of one's financial education. He recognized that the traditional education system does not prepare students for real-world financial challenges. While schools teach subjects such as mathematics, science, and history, they rarely cover practical financial knowledge that is crucial for navigating the complexities of modern life. This gap in education is not a result of negligence but rather a fundamental flaw in the way society has approached learning. Schools have been designed to produce employees, not entrepreneurs or investors. They teach students to follow instructions, conform to authority, and avoid risks, all essential qualities for employees but not for those seeking financial independence. Rich Dad recognized this discrepancy early on and made a conscious decision to seek knowledge outside of the classroom. He understood that financial education comes from real-life experiences, trial and error, mentorship, and continuous learning. He encouraged Kiyosaki to read books, attend seminars, and seek guidance from successful individuals who had already achieved financial freedom. By pursuing self-education, Kiyosaki was able to expand his understanding of money, investing, and entrepreneurship. He realized that financial success is not about inheriting wealth or receiving a windfall, but about acquiring the knowledge and skills needed to make smart financial decisions. The more Kiyosaki learned, the more he recognized that financial freedom is accessible to anyone, regardless of their background. Furthermore, Rich Dad emphasized that financial education is a lifelong process. In an ever-changing economic landscape, it is critical to stay informed about new trends, investment opportunities, and financial strategies. The wealthy do not rest on their laurels but continuously seek ways to improve their financial knowledge. By staying curious and open-minded, they are able to adapt to new circumstances and seize emerging opportunities. This mindset of continuous learning and self-improvement is one of the hallmarks of the rich. While others may stagnate in their understanding of money, the wealthy remain committed to growing their financial intelligence. This pursuit of knowledge is not driven by a desire for greed but by a genuine desire for personal empowerment and freedom. Another significant principle that Rich Dad taught was the importance of taking action. It is not enough to simply learn about money and wealth-building strategies, one must take concrete steps to put that knowledge into practice. The difference between those who remain financially stuck and those who achieve success is often the willingness to take risks and make decisions. Poor Dad was a prime example of someone who failed to act. He spent his life studying the right path to financial security but was paralyzed by fear, uncertainty, and self-doubt. He never took the necessary steps to move beyond his job and start building wealth. He waited for the perfect moment, which never arrived, and thus never achieved true financial freedom. Rich Dad, on the other hand, was a firm believer in taking calculated risks. He taught Kiyosaki that while no investment is without risk, the risk of not acting is far greater. Those who wait for the perfect opportunity or who remain fearful of failure miss out on the countless chances that come their way. Wealth is built not by avoiding mistakes but by learning from them and persevering through challenges. Taking action involves setting goals and creating a plan to achieve them. Wealth building is not something that happens by accident, it requires deliberate effort, strategic thinking, and a clear vision of what one wants to achieve. Rich Dad encouraged Kiyosaki to set long-term financial goals and break them down into smaller, manageable steps. This process allowed him to stay focused and motivated, even when faced with obstacles or setbacks. Moreover, Rich Dad emphasized the importance of persistence. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires long-term dedication, discipline, and resilience. The road to financial success is often filled with challenges, but those who remain committed to their goals, even in the face of adversity, are the ones who ultimately prevail. One of the key ways to build wealth is through strategic investing. Rich Dad taught that investing is not about taking speculative risks but about understanding where your money will generate the best returns over time. He encouraged Kiyosaki to study different types of investments, stocks, bonds, real estate, and businesses, and to develop a well-rounded understanding of each asset class. Investing in real estate was one of the primary ways that Rich Dad accumulated wealth. He understood that real estate is not just a place to live, it is an asset that can generate consistent cash flow and appreciate in value over time. By leveraging debt and using other people's money to acquire properties, Rich Dad was able to build a substantial portfolio of income-generating assets. Additionally, Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki about the power of entrepreneurship. Starting a business allows individuals to create multiple streams of income, gain financial independence, and leverage their time and resources. While entrepreneurship comes with its own set of risks and challenges, it offers the potential for limitless growth and financial reward. Entrepreneurs do not rely on a fixed salary or wage, they generate income through their own efforts and innovations. The key to success as an entrepreneur is to identify opportunities, solve problems, and provide value to others. By focusing on creating businesses that meet customer needs and deliver real value, entrepreneurs can build long-term wealth and financial independence. Rich Dad also emphasized the importance of financial independence and the need to create passive income streams. Passive income is money that is earned without actively working for it, such as income from investments, rental properties, or business ventures. The more passive income one can generate, the less reliant they become on their job or active income. By building multiple sources of passive income, individuals can achieve financial freedom and break free from the cycle of trading time for money. The wealthy prioritize creating and accumulating assets that produce passive income, allowing them to achieve a life of financial security and independence. Finally, Rich Dad imparted the lesson that financial success is not just about accumulating wealth, it is about using wealth to make a positive impact in the world. The wealthy understand that their resources can be used to create opportunities, solve problems, and help others. True wealth, according to Rich Dad, is measured not just by the amount of money one has but by the positive impact one has on society. Those who achieve financial independence are in a unique position to contribute to the greater good. By using their wealth to support causes they care about, create jobs, and invest in their communities, they can leave a lasting legacy that goes beyond material possessions. This sense of responsibility and purpose is what sets the wealthy apart from those who view money solely as a means of personal gain. In conclusion, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a powerful guide to financial independence, offering practical wisdom and timeless principles that anyone can apply to their own life. The lessons from the book challenge conventional thinking about money, encouraging readers to think critically, take risks, and invest in their financial education. By adopting the mindset and strategies of the rich, individuals can break free from financial limitations and create a future of abundance, security, and personal empowerment. Rich Dad's teachings provide a roadmap for achieving financial freedom, one that is accessible to anyone willing to learn, act, and persist. Through his example, Kiyosaki shows that wealth building is not a matter of luck or privilege but of knowledge, discipline, and strategic action. By making informed decisions and consistently applying sound financial principles, anyone can achieve the life of financial freedom and independence that they desire.